alone, dark and cold. The cold clutch of loneliness, the emptiness untold. Then when least expected, they walk into your life. Pillars of strength, love, and fortitude, reigniting one strife. We will always pick up where we left off, humble and kind minds, with hearts so soft. The ones who know my heart and stand strong with me. Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. We've all risen up from the places from where some may not walk. From somewhere deep within, we find within the bravery to talk. We're all vulnerable and uncut, rising to the occasion, embracing us, even though we're all a little nuts. We will always pick up where we left off, humble and kind minds, with hearts so soft. The ones who know my heart and stand strong with me. Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family. We've all stood on the dark side of the tracks, a space of non-judgment. There ain't no looking back. Life is a roller coaster that we have to hold on tight. Bless all of you in my world, helping me continue the fight. We will always pick up where we left off, humble and kind minds, with hearts so soft. The ones who know my heart and stand strong with me. Blood makes you related, but loyalty makes you family.
What's going on, you epic souls? It's to get all grooving and funky up in the house. Hashtag space for crafts. Crank the volume and raise the roof for the studio. Let's get them hands in the air. Soul man shredding up some new beats. Hit it, hit it, hit it. Can I get a whoop whoop to the whoop 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 whoop? There it is again, that feeling in the air. Friday excitement, pump for kicks right out of your chair. Can I get a whoop 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 to the whoop 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 whoop? Funkin', groovin', clumpin', movin'. That's what the soul man's got us doing. Can I get a whoop 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 to the whoop 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 whoop? Spinning them tracks, nice and sleek, cheering us up. It's the end of the week. Bustin', breaking, shimmin', shaking. Can I get a whoop 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 to the whoop 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 whoop?
in the darkest of days, feeling the pain in so many ways. Bloody, broken, and bruised, only to get back up. If it hadn't been for the bad, I wouldn't have had any luck. I've walked through hell and then back again, risking it all for those I call friends. I got a whole heart that I'll wear on my sleeve, big shoulders I'm not gonna leave. Be that one soul to stand by your side, that one steady constant while others hide. I hear you speak your loudest when you have nothing to say, digging deep, pushing on the new day. Had my heart shattered in a million different parts, building it back up again, only to be broken and return to the start. These scars are my medals of the wars I have won. I have made my way with the energy of a sun. I got a whole heart that I wear on my sleeve, big shoulders I'm not gonna leave. Be that one soul to stand by your side, that one steady constant while others hide. I hear you speak your loudest when you have nothing to say, digging deep, pushing on the new day. I'll admit a narcissist had me a fool. However, here's a life preserver, baby, for the shallow end of the pool. I have worked hard on what I have built, not gonna let take you take credit for it. Your heart is empty, blind to guilt. I'm a soul of humble and kind, of which you'll never understand. A heart and vulnerability of a kind and gentle man. I got a whole heart that I wear on my sleeve, big shoulders I'm not gonna leave. Be that one soul to stand by your side, that one steady constant while others hide. I hear you speak your loudest when you have nothing to say, digging deep, pushing on the new day. Please don't mistake my kindness for weakness. I am not alone. An army of those who know my heart, opening their arms as my home. Burn me to ashes, I shall rise again, only to be reborn a stronger, wiser man. I got a
Holy, sweet Mary, mother of pearl, you epic souls got it electrified in here. Get that boombox bouncing off the table, soul man ripping it up to the next tier. Feel that vibration through your feet, head bobbing to the bass, walking that beat. Clock ticking down to the end of day, hyped up, psyched up, not listening to what they say. You busted your ass all damn week, turning success out of so-called defeat. Let that warrior thumping in your chest shine. What's once theirs is now your time. Rise up, speak up, let that mic boom. The energy more and more exciting, better stay tuned. Bursting that stage in fire, the phoenix within, exploding from our confines, let the show begin. Moves defying the laws, gravity, a momentary escape from reality. Your peeps got back watching your six, juicing it up in that Friday night mix, crushing out the haters with power of a tide. Make sure you're strapped in, we is going for a ride. Everyone shake your rump to the soul funk beat. This is your moment with no chance of defeat. The crowd in rhythm, rocking arms in the air. Soul man of epicness where track gets low, getting more intense now the music starts to grow. Tipping the scales, may the odds be in your favor. Grab Kenny D to help us savor the flavor. Speakers shaking, rattling your guts in tune. Mad had a photo whacking in the light of the moon. The music cranked up to maximum height. Let's get it on, it's Friday night. Rise up, speak up, let that mic boom. The energy more and more exciting, better stay tuned. Burst in that stage in fire, the phoenix within, exploding from our columns, let the show begin. DJ Red Panda, giant over here. Pull my finger, bow, ha ha ha. Hashtag space for crafts, yo. Peace and Hulk hard. Hey, peace and Hulk hard. Yeah, DJ Red Panda. Yeah, DJ Red Panda. Yeah, DJ Red Panda. Oh yeah. Pull my finger, ha ha ha. Hashtag space for crafts, yo. Peace and Hulk hard.
Well, hello, trouble. I've been dying to see that smile. Mind if I just share your space and listen to your voice a little while? It's been a long one. Scrap the day to the 13th file. Funny how everything just disappears with that coy, mischievous smile. Those times when my storm needs calming, your hand on my chest that will survive. Your arms bring this old soldier sanctuary. There's been no better badass at my side. Sweetheart, when I think of you and all the feats you defy, can think of no better place to be every time than lost in your eyes. Appreciate you being girly and flirty with a man who has so many scars. Reading the times, I need inspiration. Get dressed, get them sweet biscuits in the car. Time to reciprocate how much your heart provides. The thoughtfulness and consideration, your communication has changed my tide. Those times when my storm needs calming, your hand on my chest that will survive. Your arms bring this old soldier sanctuary. There's been no better badass at my side. Sweetheart, when I think of you and all the feats you defied, can think of no better place to be every time than lost in your eyes. We both know it's a balance act, doing our best to equalize the weight. Shocked every day that we found each other after our hearts had been pierced with a stake. You've earned this very special place, asking me the right questions to understand. You'll never know just how much I love being your person, your man. Those times when my storm needs calming, your hand on my chest that will survive. Your arms bring this old soldier sanctuary.
The tension's so thick in here. Emergency start, break the glass, just in case of shock paddles near. D is for distraction. When they're trying to creep in, open the gladiatorial arena. The day's calisthenics are about to begin. Exercise the demons, yo. Start with the slide to the left, shimmy in the shoulders as you go. Now slide to the right, backing up, smile, jazz hands, delight. Anyone standing there watching might think your body's having a fit. This is your mental health break moment. Show them you don't give two. Time to create a new little dance that shakes it all out. Don't mind my demonstration. Spontaneous movements, it's not me stroking out. I know it's been some time for getting on down. Gonna slay the inner hauntings with funkified magnitude sound. Exercise the demons, yo. Start with a slide to the left, shimmy in the shoulders as you go. Now slide to the right, backing up, smile, jazz hands, delight. Anyone standing there watching might think your body's having a fit. This is your mental health break moment. Show them you don't give two. It's time, opportunity to break it down and shake what your mama gave you. Close out the rest of the world, dancing like you should have signed a waiver. The whole point of this groove is to make time for a laugh. Moments you feel like you're on fumes when you could use a little gas. Sweet Mary, mother of pearl, I just let one rip. Quick, someone light a match or crack the door, we bet. Look at y'all dancing, just let it in and let it grow. Having that feel-good energy is priceless. Hashtag space for crafts, yo. Exercise the demons, yo. Start with the slide to the left, shimmy in shoulders as you go. Now slide to the right, like shaking a monkey off your back. Now back it up, smile, jazz hands, delight. Anyone standing there watching might think your body's having a fit. This is your mental health break moment. Show them you don't give two. One more finger, bye bye bye.
Fire it up, yo! I got you! Break the walls, do your way! Igniting the night sky with fire to show. Lighting the way for silently struggling to grow. Standing up to speak up on what's right. Unwavering in the mission with hands tight. Fire it up, soul man! Stigma's blowing up and running the streets, fired up and ready to see their defeat. I am the one to bring them all down, all for the voiceless trying to make sound, trying to make a difference for all to see. Light it up, my phoenix, it's time to fly free. Break the walls down, wow. Igniting the night sky with fire to show. Just how far the silently struggling can really go. Standing up to speak up on what's right. Unwavering in the mission with hands tight. Fire it up, soul man! The time is now for those in need. We will not watch them suffer in their defeat. Reaching out with support and hands, this is where we hold the line and make our stand, allowing others to with hands tight. Fire it up, soul man. Rise my feet and can fly. Rise my feet. Rise will be moved on. Rise my feet. Rise my feet. Jump. Igniting the night sky with fire to show. Just how far the silently struggling can really go. Standing up to speak up on what's right. Unwavering in the mission with hands tight. Fire it up, soul man. To the one. Race for liftoff. The rafters are coming undone. Exercising the system with different perspective, a different view, delivering that universal joy that's long overdue. 'Cause if you hear me, psych up the mode. This is Aaron Gibson, soul man, live fight. Gladiator, whole cart ready to explode. Q-box with speakers blasting, funkin' relaxing, pumping in the air. That pounding in your chest, emitting from within. Cue the trumpets in your solar flare. Momentum growing like a Titan's wrath. Crowd building it up now, it's time to broadcast. Your photo whacking, fast and tapping, moonsliding on that floor. Like Michael Bublé crooning, with records scratching, your body screams it wants more. We're all hyped up, it's Friday night, and the band's ready to go. Souls are shaking with the earthquake, and let's get on with the show. 'Cause if you hear me, psych up the mode. This is Aaron Gibson, soul man, live fire. Gladiator, all cart ready to explode. Groovy jukebox with speakers blasting, funkin' lassie, bumping in the air. That pounding in your chest, emitting from within. Cue the trumpets in your solar flare. Here comes the intro with the soul style beat. The wait is all over now, igniting the phoenix is what we see. 'Cause if you hear me, psych up the mode. This is Aaron Gibson, soul man, live fight. Gladiator, whole cart ready to explode. Groovy jukebox with speakers blasting, funkin' lassie, pumping in the air. That pounding in your chest, emitting from within. Cue the trumpets in your solar flare.
Good evening, you amazing, beautiful souls. Oh my God, you have just overwhelmed me this evening with comments already just in the pre-live. Tom Booth, if I've never gotten a chance to meet my grandfather, I will spend this moment because tonight's show is dedicated to him. we're a Scottish heritage family, and so it's not a moment of mourning, it's a time of celebration in the journey that he shared with us. And this man was brilliant. He was beautiful. He was my mentor in so many ways. If anything, he was my hands into skilled trades, and a shout out to skilled trades always and forever here on Soul Man Live. He was an auto mechanic during the day, and during the night he was Batman. He was a firefighter that was constantly answering calls through his pager and always putting the greater sacrifice forward into every situation that he approached. And so tonight we honor him and celebrate him and dedicate this episode to him. He was a man of few words, but many words at the same time. He would always have a story for you. He would always know the most recent Guinness World Book of Records statistic on something and amaze you with some of the things that he could find. Resourceful, research. Amazing man, always in books, always inside of those books. Loved flying, loved fishing. One of the men that showed me how to properly hook a worm and got to share that. I've got a picture of literally 3 generations going fishing the one day, which was amazing. So thank you everyone for being here this evening. We are also here to celebrate. Wow. Okay. I'm so freaking excited. So excited because okay, right out of the hop. All right. Her name is pronounced Syya, and just like the voice recording artist, this woman is literally the production version of Syya, the voice artist. She is amazing. I have been following her for 4 years. And one of the moguls, and I'm not afraid to say it, one of the people that I quickly attached to, and just looking at her professionalism of always coming on, being authentic, not afraid to give a little sass. I don't know. I wouldn't call it sass with her though. It's a higher level. It's really cool. I can't wait to bring her on stage. But first, of course, a shout out to everybody that's showing up here to support this evening and her tonight. We're going to dive a little bit into some of the amazing facets that she holds. And I honestly, sometimes I could sit with some of these guests for hours at a time. And this is one of those guests because literally when I first got on LinkedIn, I watched one of her shows and she was up there. She was firm. She was well delivered. She was resourceful in the way that she thought things out and spoke. And for everybody, before we bring on our special guest this evening, I just want to say, all right, if you are having problems, and I'm not afraid to say it here, this is a safe, open space for all. If you are having problems watching this stream right now, currently on LinkedIn, please hop on over to my YouTube stream. It's at Aaron Gibson SML. All right. Hold on. I'll bring that. I got a banner for these things. You know, it's been a while since I've been doing the production work on myself, and I've been working really hard this evening, and there's been a lot going on, obviously. It's been a challenge, of course, with the passing of a grandfather, but at the same time, he was a man that loved the show and always wanted me to show up. And so tonight I am honoring him in that. Wait, where did I just totally scrolled by it because I'm having such a scroll moment. I'm kind of fangirling over my special guest this evening as well. I'm already stuttering. She is so phenomenal. Okay, hold on. We're going to pull it up here. It's somewhere here. Let's see. Welcome to production live. But we roll with it, right? Right? Totally laid back. We're relaxed. Yeah, there it is. Okay. Without further delay, if you're having problems watching the stream right now on LinkedIn, please pop on over to YouTube and you can just hit that link there and it'll pull it up and you guys can watch from there, because I am seeing a whole bunch of people in the comments and even myself, because I am trying to watch production people. We watch stream everywhere and I have it on my phone. I've been watching everybody drop. I've been dropped about 8 times already just in the pre-live. So okay, focus. And I know she's gonna, and I gave her full authorization to do this when I bring her on, and I'm going to try my best, my very, very best, and I am praying, sweet Mary Mother of Pearl, that she doesn't kick it too badly. Please, without further delay or ado, welcome to the stage, Syya Yasotornrat. I hope I didn't butcher that too much.
Close, very close. Hello,
tried.
man.
Hey, how you doing?
I cannot live up to that kind of buildup, sir. But thank
Oh,
you.
come
Thank you
on.
thank you for the kind words. And wait, before we get started, I do send and extend all my love to you. I know this is a tough time, and your grandfather must have been amazing to have a grandson like you. So I'm sure he's smiling down. He's probably with my dad right now, high-fiving each other and exchanging stories, I'm sure.
Oh, without question, had a story for everything. With love, with love,
Exactly.
with love.
Group hug, everyone. Group hug.
Group
Group hug.
hug. All right, yes, I've got to start the other side of the production here. We're going to drop that banner. Of course, everybody wants to see who. Oops, I dropped it right off. There we go. There's Syya, and pronounced Syya as in Syya.
Wouldn't want to be ya. Yeah, and by the way, thank you for the comparison to Sia, but let me just tell you, man, if anyone in the audience dares ask me sing, it will not come out like the Sia you think you're getting. I'm just saying.
Oh, hey, as long as we're having a good time, that's all that matters on the show. So you drop a beat if you want to drop a beat, anytime,
Yes, sir.
anywhere. Syya, you are an icon in my eyes. I'm just so thrilled to have you on the show. I know it's taken some time, and that's just because of your busy demand. And I'm just so happy to see you in this place, because literally 4 years ago, like, it was like the beginning kind of point to watch you kind of skyrocket. So obviously I've followed you for a while. Not everybody at home has followed you for a while. Please introduce yourself to the audience that is joining us this evening. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you're doing on LinkedIn right now.
Sure. So it's so fun whenever I get that question, the first thing that pops in my brain, and this is if you're a certain demographic, you'll get the joke. And if you are not, don't cancel me. But I'm literally quoting a movie, and it is I was born a poor black man, but that's not it. Okay. For those that know it, go enjoy the joke. Okay.
Yes.
It's not funny anymore. But anyway, so my name is Sia. And the last name, you were so close. You were so close. It's spelled phonetically. If you just break it down, it's Yasso, then torn, and then rat. So it's Yasso, torn, rat.
See, that my Scottish accent really has a problem with that sometimes. I was trying. So there would have been like it would have almost sounded Rush, like Vikingish.
Torn rat. Yeah, I guess that would be. It is kind of the R and R could be a difficult, like if you trill. For sure. So fun fact on that. My boyfriend is I did his genealogy, and this will go back to my backstory a little bit. And found out that on his mom's side is from Newcastle. And so he does have Scottish-ish by marriage family, but not he himself. His direct line is not Scottish. But he right there when you're in Newcastle, I mean, you're just like literally a hop over Hadrian's Wall over, right? So that's I'm close to Scotland story I can give you, sir.
Well, I'm thinking of Newcastle beer right out of the hop. So I'm like, yeah, okay, yeah, I know exactly. Yeah, that's where that beer comes from. So that's good beer with steak, honestly, so good.
Okay, so because I did the genealogy, and I'm a big fan of research and history, and so I learned the area that they came from is called Haltwhistle, which is right outside Newcastle. It's just due west, and there is this old bar, and it's called the Black Bull Inn or something. It's a Black Bull, I think it's called. It's like one of the oldest bars in England. They found the foundations to be 1200 or so, or something like that. They literally took Hadrian's Wall and built it more or less. So I'm sitting there like an idiot. My boyfriend went to go check on his parents, and it's a tiny little town. Like there's got to be maybe 300 people there. And I'm sitting there like this. Can I have a Newcastle? And they're like, oh man. One of those tourists are in town. I'm sitting there with a smile on my face like an American would. It was fun. Good times. It makes me remember what a fun trip that was. That was lovely. It really was, despite what I'm saying.
It's too bad that there's that there's that stigma. Let's just call it like it is. There's that stigma. Like you should have just said you were Canadian, and you would have gotten a whole different experience. Oh, you want my bed? Okay, you can have my bed. Oh, you need clothes? Here's my shirt. Like seriously, next time you go, just say you're Canadian. There you
I
go.
know I should have. I really should have. But I'm a dork. Like I can't. Like I'm the kind of person that just like walks around with a big smile on my face. It's like no matter even what I say, they're like, yeah, no, we know you're American. Just give it up. But at any rate, no. So I am. I think the most excitable, boring, straightforward person ever. So despite my like massive extroversion on life, I led a very conventional life. Like went to school, did take a meandering way through college. I will admit that it took me a few moon cycles to get through. But in that time frame, I was I worked at Disneyland, the resort in down in Southern California for almost 7 years, and it was such formative time, such a great experience. You learn so much about people, hangry people, because I worked at, for those that know and have been to Disney, we were the actual pilot for the whole concept of the character dining experience. So I worked at the OG Goofy's Kitchen, and we were the ones that gave the feedback back to Disney to say, hey, the character dining experience should look like this, or you might want to consider doing this. So we were like the guinea pigs. So
Oh, snap.
I done dated myself because that's a very old concept now.
My jaw
But
dropped for a moment though, because literally, okay, wait, no, 7 years ago, no, we would have crossed paths. We would have crossed paths at some point because I was to Disneyland way back in the day. I was to Disneyland almost every year, and Disney World. I think there's
what
two.
years did you go?
Oh, don't ask me to remember that. I feel Stone Age right now.
Dude, I'm right there with you. Trust me.
Right. And the good thing is, and I heard you say it, you know, you're not a dork here. This is a safe space for nerds, yo. Like big space for nerds. And I think that was something you and I related to in one of your shows. You'd sent up a comment there, and you had said something that just was totally relatable, and it was Star Trek related. Even though I'm a Star Wars dude, it was Star Trek, and we have good, healthy love for both. And opinions on which one is better is totally okay too. That's again how safe the space is. Warp Sue, no, Mr. Sulu.
I met him.
But yeah, I instantly connected to you from a viewer standpoint, watching your show, and you're just like, you know what? Yeah, I'm a total nerd. Love that comment. That's great. That's awesome. And just again made one of your viewers feel very welcome. And I'm like, wow. Holy
Aw.
snap. And listen to you on that mic. Like, are you doing voiceovers? Are you doing anything crazy like that right now? Or
No, I've never thought of that. You know, it's so funny. It is the way as everyone does, right? Like, I hate the sound of my voice. Like, I hear my voice and I'm like, oh my gosh. And I guess I just got back from a trip in Chicago. I was at a conference and I did a lot of talking. So I'm feeling like my voice is even like slowly but surely recovering. So thank you, I guess. But yeah, but my voice can drop like an octave. Like I go from being like, you know, as feminine as I possibly can be as a voice, like down to like, hello, good morning. What do you want? You know what I mean? It's just really like
oh,
people.
hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. My voice is literally down an octave like on Monday. Let me tell you, it was, and that's how you know how long Syya's been out with people. Or if I went out the night before. And I see people in the chat there that know my voice too
All
well
right.
because they're usually with me that morning. But oh my gosh. Yeah, no, but anyway, long story short is I worked at Disney almost 7 years, really formative years. I believe very truly in the Disney story, and which has carried my life. And I switched into technology, meandered my way through recruiting, and then I did tech sales for almost like 25 years. And then I left in 2017 because I lost a passion for it. Because, you know, one can only have so much fun drinking and eating on the company dime. And I said, you know what? I want to go broke. I'm going to become an entrepreneur and leave at the peak of my monetary, you know, making money. And then I traveled for a year and a half. And I think that year and a half was literally a massive growing up lesson life for Syya. And then my then business partner to be said, hey, lazy ass, you need to work at some point because apparently I have champagne tastes with no income budget. So I had to do something. So we ended up launching a business unintentionally. We started with a podcast and it did really well. And it got to the point where this is before the pandemic where you can't, it was tech based. You can't invite CIOs to your closet. You know what I mean? So you went hunting for a podcast studio, and we ended up partnering up with a co-working space. We ended up basically, they said, look, you run the studios and we'll give you the space as long as you give our people the opportunity to record with you. And we're like, sure. And they're like, yeah, and charge them. We just want the space. And we're like, let's do it. Well, then we opened these 3 studio spaces up. It's going well. And then pandemic happened. And, that just killed everything. And then I ended up parting ways with my partner and launched my own business, which is Brilliant Bee Media, which is what everyone knows me have here. Woo, woo, woo. So there you go. And then that's where we're at today. The insanity that is Syya is pretty straightforward.
You know what? There is no insanity here. I have adored your work since I got on here. It is, again, you've got this facet about you. And when I got on here, like third person perspective, because I don't blow smoke up anyone's rear around here, is that it looked like you've been doing this for decades.
I sound like it, son.
And you do sound like it too. No, but I mean, I've watched you in some great conversations with Raquel Flores,
who's in the audience.
Who she is in the audience. I haven't
Yeah.
seen her yet. Again, there's some glitchiness going on with LinkedIn, yo. So if again you're having problems, just hop on over. Sya's also got her YouTube up and running, so please check out at Brilliant Beam Media down below. You can see the links scrolling across the bottom there. The bottom. I'm dropping out my bottom here. Pull my finger. That's why I have that in my music, because it's just something that I'm always saying to just.
I'm so impressed, by the way. I so love the production. Like I look at yours and I'm like, oh, I am not stepping up to that. No, I'm just like,
hey, you started this too,
I'm a big music person, but it's really interesting. I'm a music groupie. I go to concerts all the time. I go to concerts probably once a month at least. And let me tell you, your show, I was like having so much fun. I was like texting him like, this is kind of making me feel like I need to step up my game, everyone. I love it. Love it. You've done hard work. Much appreciated.
You were a big inspiration behind this, because I got on there and I'm like, well, if I'm gonna start swimming with the big wigs, I've got to start stepping up my game. And you were one to always, when I again watch your conversations, that you presented professionalism but your authentic self at the exact same time, which some are afraid to do. And you're not afraid to just say, whoa, hey, no, that's crossing a line. That's that you'll handle it with grace, but you're not abrasive about it. You have that host ability.
Wait a second. Hey, audience.
What
the hell? Who's he talking about here?
You.
No one ever says grace and Syya in the same sentence. I bet you everyone right now do a laughing emoji, and I assure you, you're going to see a ton of them laughing emojis shoot up. No one's ever associated me with grace. However, I may not try to be abrasive because maybe I might come off rough, but I will say it's honest. A little
painfully say it's about
honest
perspective, though?
I'm sorry?
Wouldn't you say it's about perspective, though, on that?
Yeah. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. Well, look. More often than not, I get told I'm abrasive. That's why I'm kind of really chuckling. Like I literally had that word used to me in writing at HR. I've been sent to the principal's office in corporate, which is why I can never go back to corporate because I'm unhireable at this point in my career. But you're too kind. I have and these people are laughing at me. I have a very hard time accepting beautiful, kind words, but I'm going to receive it and say thank you very much, because you're putting me outside my comfort level, but I feel very safe to be in it. So thank you.
You are always welcome. And again, it's about that perspective. And I just want to say that there's those out there like myself that really appreciate the way that you deliver that, rather than making a whole bunch of fluff. I live with autism, so I appreciate the directness. I appreciate, you know what, let's not fluff this up any more than it needs to be. Let's tackle it. Let's get onto it. Some may find that abrasive. It depends on what your crowd is. And
true.
I find that with watching your show, I'm fired up after. I'm like, yes, yes, let's take this away. And I had to share that with you because, again, I've been following you for a long
Oh,
time.
thank you. Thank you very
And
much. That's
y-
kind.
you're welcome. So, as always, and I know that we've carried over, but that's the way we roll around here. I always let the topic be up to you as the special guest on something that you feel would help you, something that would help somebody out there that would maybe in your position at some point that's silently struggling, something in your journey that you feel would really benefit for them to hear.
All right. Thank you very much. I would like to ask before I proceed, are you okay? How are you with your grandfather? Are you in a comfortable place to speak or
We are in a good place. Again, we're Scottish background, so we it's not tears, it's days of appreciation. And he is here with us actually this evening. He is sitting, that's his sweater sitting right on the back of my chair right now.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
so he's with us this evening.
Yeah.
Again, it's just a passing into higher skies and flying more barrel rolls than he was a huge he loved to
He was a
fly. So
pilot?
he,
Oh,
well, he short. He got a chance to fly a few times, but loved airplanes and loved working on airplanes. Long story, but tonight is about you,
hey. l-
and
Thank you.
I thank you for being thoughtful and graceful about that, and being considerate. But we are good to go, and we are going to
Okay.
have an amazing night. So please, the mic is yours, and we're going to blow you up now. It's your turn to be up on the big
Woo
screen.
woo. Woo woo. Okay, so here's a little story about Sia, and I think it ties into, Aaron experiencing what we call life, right? And oh my God, just a side note, you guys, music is always in my head. So I literally just heard Prince talking, this little world that we call life. So if anyone knows that song, go ahead and enjoy that earworm. But let's bring it back. And I too have not been tested or validated, Aaron, but I'm pretty confident I'm on some scale somewhere. So I think that's why we relate in a lot of different ways. But yeah, no, one of the things I would love to share with you guys, and I'm sure we're all going to experience, we have to, all of us will experience, and that is the end of life of things. So one of the reasons why I feel very strongly about what I do and why I'm passionate about producing content for other people, even for business. Yeah, I focus B2B, but you can always find some kind of emotional connection to make people care, or what I affectionately say, give a damn, right? And so in my interim between leaving, corporate tech sales at HP and launching my own business, that was like a year and a half gap. And I said I traveled. Well, the last 6 months of that wasn't travel for fun. It was travel because I literally had 7 people very near and dear to me pass away in a 6 month time frame. And it's some were sudden, and some were, our seniors. They've lived wonderful long lives, so we kind of knew it was going to happen. But 7 in a row gets a little meaty at times, right? It's really hard to process. And even now, like I despite my cold heart, I do just stop for a second, my heart will skip a beat. But I think that goes to processing grief and acknowledging our emotional, you know, connections within ourselves, and then how we portray it for others, whether it's to support others or if it's just to live your daily existence. And I think that story of these people passing away has caused me to reevaluate what my life was. No two ways about it, you guys. I lived a very simple life, and I still live a very simple life because I choose to live it. But had a corporate high money, revenue making job. I was with my partner and no children. We were literally living the life, right? But yet we didn't live life. And that was a really hard thing to remember, that when I left corporate, you guys, people were like, "Why are you leaving? Do you have another job?" I said, "No, I just need a break. I need to find my soul." And so I went traveling around the world, and as my, old friend said, is like, "Hey, sunshine, you got champagne taste on zero budget. At some point, that bank account of yours is no longer going to exist." And it sadly, it took all these people passing away to realize, well, what is your freaking legacy? What is it that you're doing to help better the world versus bettering yourself? And gosh, man, Aaron, it's a soul sucking in a way, right? To admit to yourself, holy crap on crackers. Though you might not be selfish per se, it is a bit of a selfish existence in a lot of ways. And yeah, I gotta say, that was probably my fire in the belly as to why I do what I do today. Because there's so many people out there. There's no reason at this stage, you guys, and I apologize, I'm gonna cough to mute
Oh,
myself.
you cough away. We got you. I'll even make music. La 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 la
Thank
la
you.
while you do it. There you go.
Woo! So much talking this past week. But so what happened was in that 6-month break, I got into genealogy and I started doing my boyfriend's genealogy by paper research. Yeah, I used Ancestry to start it off, but I went into research mode, probably to distract me, to be brutally honest. I think that's why I did get into it so heavily, was because what do? You want to honor the people that you loved that are no longer with you. You can't cry every single day for 6-7 months. That's just not healthy, right? But how do you process through that? And it came to me as a way of saying, look, I think I'm honoring by researching at that point in time my boyfriend's past and respecting that his family came from somewhere. Every single person that I've loved have come from somewhere. I've come from somewhere. You've come from somewhere. But how the heck are we documenting that we've existed? Because literally up until great grandparents, I would love to see everyone in the comments. Can you name your great grandparents' names? And some people can, most cannot. So after great grandparents, you just become a name and a birth date and a death date. And it's really sad for me to think of that because everyone's loved, everyone's laughed, everyone is sarcastic, everyone's, whatever, right? But we wouldn't know that. And here we are today, you guys. We live in an age where we can document ourselves. We have the technology now. We have the ability. So why wouldn't you want to document whatever it might be? And so that's what encouraged me to switch over from corporate to producing what I'm doing now. In essence, to give us all legacy. And so, yeah, I mean, it's hard to say goodbye to someone, but sometimes if we now more than ever, if we could just, I mean, I'm so disappointed. My sister passed before this reign of people passing 10 years. She died 10 years before. But gosh, if I could just hear her voice one more time. That's all. That's all I want to hear. And she could not sing for the life of her. And I still want to hear it. She sings about it on par as well as I do. But damn it, I would give the world to be able to hear it. So for anyone that's grieving, or if you know people that are grieving, I would be curious to see how you've overcome it. Because I don't know if there's, and Aaron, you tell me, is there what is your method for now? I mean, you're in it, so I don't want to pry too much for you, but do you have a way to work through your grief?
This is every key lock is new.
Mm-hmm.
Depends on the impact and how close you were to that person and the bond that you have. And growing up for me in my culture, again, we know that this life is a journey, and when we come to the end of that journey, we celebrate it. You had a good life. You did these actions. We came through. We weren't perfect by any means, but we came through. But we made sure that by the end of our days, that people enjoyed being in our space and being in our presence and just enjoying the little moments together. It's not about the glitz, the glamour, and the hype. It's about just sharing that space and time. And so me being in it, yeah, you know what? There's been times I've been absolutely leaking from the head. However, I know my grandfather's reach, and he wouldn't have wanted that. It's a celebration. I had a good life. I lived 92 years. 92
Ooh.
years on this earth. And when I seen him last week, I took my son Dylan to go see him. With his condition being the way that it was, and there was no moment for tears. It was, again, when you see that man, you lit up. He would make you shine. So the passing of good dear friends in my culture and the way that I come up is, yeah, it's sad. but we're going to celebrate the fucking hell out of you at the end and make sure that your legacy lives on. And part of the reason why I did this show is so that, you know what, at any given point in time, if your children, somebody else's children, relatives want to go back and see you in this moment of the celebration of you, that they can come back and do that and see the exact person. And that's why I say before the show is just be yourself. If you want to get all cussy, we can get some cussy going on in here.
I'm trying to be a good girl. I cussy a little bit. I mean, well, you should hear me cussy earlier. So I think I cussied out. That's why I think
okay.
I'm good right now.
You got it all out of your system.
Yeah.
For some reason, I was thinking Jim Henson's Muppets for a moment. It was just somebody
that was
going
me
behind the
earlier.
screen, right?
That was me earlier. So something that just kind of struck me as you and I were talking, because life is meant to be lived. And here's the thing, ironically enough, you and I both create content, right, for online consumption. We are literally trying to create ways for people to connect and engage with one another, yet it's virtual. And here at the same time I'm saying this, I'm wondering, in the world of the virtual world, not talking about in real life world, I'm talking about virtual, I think that is something to remind ourselves in the rush and flush. I know this group here, majority, and I'm looking at the LinkedIn live stream and saying hi to everyone as much as I can. You guys are typing a bit faster, but I think it's important for us to remember our friendships that you really develop, especially like on LinkedIn, they're valuable, right? When you meet people who genuinely you connect with, genuinely you care about, there's no better community. There's no better sense of, being real and being alive. And I just sincerely hope for many folks out there, if you are in that grieving stage, LinkedIn is a wonderful place. And there's a lot of people who actually, I believe, have a higher EQ. And I'm not knocking Facebook. I know I'm streaming to Facebook right now, but I hate to say it. Some of the conversations I'm seeing on Facebook is lower on the EQ scale. People, family, politic, anyway. But
hey, we're Gen X. We're Gen X. We are the last of the FAFO generation. So you have free game. Drop it. Drop that mic.
But you know what's so funny? I was talking to someone about dropping the mic, and I'm like, please don't. That might cost a lot of money. Please don't do that. Wait, do that one, not this one. Okay, thank you.
Yes, no.
But I mean, seriously though, I've talked to a lot of people who got burnt out on LinkedIn specifically. They're like, Syya, I'm trying to play this game. I'm trying to appease the algo. This community that I'm in, like, they're not reciprocating and blah, blah, blah. And you go down this terrible spiral, which is not good for your mental health either. And it's coming from, again, my business does social media management for our clients. Okay. I know I am part of the machine of which I'm speaking of, but there is such a thing called balance. And there is such a thing that, and I'm using the word grief because there is grief there's a lot of people who don't have friends in real life, that we are the virtual friends that are out there. And we just have to remember, just keep it in perspective. Right? Because I think there is a concern about vanity metrics on things, right? Ooh, my post got 100 likes, 5,000 likes. It's like, okay, but what is it that you're chasing after, and will that fulfill you? Right? And I think when it comes to mental health, it's a very, very, very thin ice, right? Before you can fall into that abyss of false sense of place. So
false sense of security as well. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, I see a lot of comments flying by. Did you want us to chat and answer?
You know what? We actually, Nicole, and I'm so glad she brought up this question. It's a great question. You've got a question out there, and we're gonna get to more questions here before we start your mental health break montage, which was, oh my God, it was quite the challenge. It was such a challenge because, again, how do you create something for one of your moguls and icons in this industry? And wow, it's crazy. All right. Anyways, the question was before, and literally, I have not been able to keep up on comments. I have been catching questions here and there, but this is the best question that I love for this moment, which is, Why are you called the Tasmanian Devil?
To this day, I'm not quite sure the person that gave it to me meant it as a compliment or not. To this day, I'm not sure. It was a client, and I have a high energy. I'm extroverted. I get very excitable very easily. I also consider it like I'm easily amused too, so take it for what you want. But I have a tendency, when I was in sales, my job was to offer advisement for my clients to solve a business problem from a technology perspective, right? And in my brain, I like to think of it as like solving a puzzle. And so if you could just visualize puzzle pieces flying up in the air, like, here's what I need, here's what I need. And then you could just visualize ideas going brrr, and then just turns into like a spinning idea. So I would often be like the queen of like whiteboards, and I'd just be like, you know what? Did you guys have we thought of this? And I would just pick it up and I'd just go do, 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 and just draw it all out. And let's just say drawing is not a gift that was given to me. The universe did not bestow that. So it looked like a whirlwind of crap flying around everywhere. So suffice to say, between me just shooting out ideas, and I know some of the folks in the audience that I've spoken with and that know me, I have a tendency to, like, if there's an idea in my head, there's no filter. It just bleh, I just vomited it out, and so it just becomes like this whirlwind Tasmanian devil, the character, and I just whip a room, and then our minute is up. Thanks, guys. So our next steps are this. I'll see you later. And then like the clients are like left behind going like, what the hell just happened here? We just committed to what PO, like where, what, that was my nickname. So there you go. That's funny. Thanks for asking on that. No one's really asked me.
Hey, this is Soul Man Live. We ask the tough questions, and there you go. There's one of your tough questions right there. Wow. Okay, so there's something I wanted to dial back to than what you were talking about before when it came to production. And of course, you already spoke a little bit about the motivation for you. If somebody out there right now is getting into this line and in this industry and between creators, honestly, you brought up something that was crucial, which is balance. And balancing out, again, how much is it being consistent and how much is it maintaining the reality of the bandwidth you really have? Right?
Yes.
So when it comes down to making that kind of epiphany moment, what would you say was the biggest kind of wake up call for you to go, hey, you know what, if I was going to tell somebody on how to do this, when you start recognizing this, if the balance starts getting out of whack, what would you suggest to them?
So okay, so if you find yourself, and I again, I'm a visual, right? So I think of life as, like a wave, like a trough, like, you've got your crests and you got your troughs, right? And you've got your happy plateaus where you're just kind of like chilling and you're okay, right? Everything's copacetic.
It's chill.
The challenge, I think, we have to be very aware, and this is a lot of soul searching peoples. I know it. I believe you should own your emotion, whatever it is. Whatever it is, stress, happiness, love, anger, sadness, self-doubt, whatever. Own it and say to yourself, I am in that emotional state currently, right? But I do believe you should not sit in it very long. And when I say sit in it, I'm literally saying sit in it. I know way too many of us, I do it myself. I get frustrated and I'm sitting here and I am like, whatever, right? You got to literally stand up. You got to change your scenery, go to the backyard, go to the front yard, go to the garage if it makes you happy, whatever it is, just to get your brain out. It's almost like Caesar Milan, right? How do you get that dog out of the red zone? You got to get your own, out of that whatever zone that you're in. And then once you get yourself and you talk yourself out of it, talk to yourself and say, I'm feeling very sad right now. Why? Because I feel like I failed. What did you fail? And you start asking those questions. So you get to the real root cause. And I know this sounds hokey dokey, but once you start crying, right? I think that's when you get to the real root of whatever it is that's bothering you, the real problem, not, this thing up here. Mary cut me off in the mall today, and this guy honked at me. I'm really upset, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my LinkedIn post only got 20 likes. We're all my friends, right? You'll soon realize that those stuff are just superfluous, right? And when you start talking your way through it, you realize what the root cause of all things, which is probably most likely for many people. I'm just going to say it. I don't spend enough time with my family. Right. And I'm bitter about that because I've got to work for a living so they have something to eat. And I'm bitter about that. Well, then once you recognize that, then you start working towards the reality of things. Okay. You work too much right now. You're working heavy hours to support your family. So let's talk about your work day and in your career. Can you, the easiest question is, can I change my job? The odds are high, probably not right away, right? Not realistic. So knowing that you're stuck in your job for that moment in time, guys, it's not permanent, but in that moment in time, say, okay, in my job, what are my activities that I'm doing? And can I identify any wins out of that? Anything. And start writing down those wins. Because what it does is it helps your brain re-swizzle and re-look at the way you're looking at your anger, right? Your anger, because you probably don't have control of that particular situation. But if you celebrate those little wins, oh my gosh, I got 15 responses today in my email from the group. Like my project that no one ever talks to me. That's a win. My boss said attaboy and not condescendingly. That's a win, right? The coffee was actually made. I didn't have to make coffee. That's a win. You know, those little things really help to just chip away. It's not a perfect solution, but it does help. So that was a very long, convoluted way of saying
No,
it.
it was perfect. You slay.
Slay. I'm a slayer. Well, hey, you want to know you want to know how good I was slaying it last week? I was at the Abilities Expo in Chicago, and I have another business I don't necessarily talk as much about, but we basically are building a community in the adaptive equipment space specifically. So it's like a subset of the assistive technology space. And there's a lot of innovators there that need help with amplifying their businesses. So we're creating a way for them to get more visibility through trade shows and or social media, marketing, online distribution, etc. That's my other business, just in case anyone's wondering what the hell Syya is doing these days. But in Sya's high of yay, and this is another, there's a danger in liking yourself a little too much, everyone. Okay. So good that you're in your trough, but there's also that crest where you're like, yeah, sunshine, come back. What is that? Is it Icarus that like came too close to the Pegasus, whatever, the sun?
Yes.
So I'm feeling good about myself. It was like Saturday, day 2 of this show, and we're kicking booty. Like our booth, people are coming back and telling us we were good. So I'm like riding high. I'm holding Starbucks, and we're at the crosswalk. And you know how like on the curb of the crosswalk, it goes down, right?
The slope kind of
slope down, so you can go onto the street, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, some person that did not believe in, I don't know, having accountability for themselves, built it so they put the curb and there was a 2-inch gap between the street and that curb. So it went down into like this 2-inch gap. Well, Syya wasn't paying attention because she was all proud of herself, holding a brand new venti Starbucks, by the way.
Oh God.
And I tripped. And I tripped it on my left foot, and so my right foot was behind me. So I couldn't catch myself because like I had priorities. I had to keep my coffee up.
Right.
Anyway, fell like literally, you guys, I fell like a tree. I was like, coffee goes sliding. And so now I have like scars everywhere. So like, I'm just letting you know.
Coffee abuse and scars. Oh my God.
I know. So did I linger in it? For about a couple seconds I did, because I was like, I'm not getting up. And there was cars parked to get into the convention. So I fell in front of like 10 cars. It was awesome. But anyway, I don't know why I told you that story. I thought it was kind of funny though.
That's what happens on Soul Man Live. You just embrace yourself, and we have a great time, and we get to showcase you, which draws us to our next big moment. And of course, I've even got a banner all ready for this. Ready?
Oh, no.
Okay, wait, here we go.
I'm sorry I sent you what I sent you. I'll tell you that right now.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Go ahead, play. People will see what I'm talking about.
I was, you know what? Okay, and healthy honesty here between content creators and producers. Like, thank you so much. I've written your name so many times this week, and the one place that I did not catch it was in the title of literally. And all of a sudden, you know what a producer's worst nightmare is when you've written it that much that you see one of your guests go, "Yeah, he spelled my name wrong," and you're like, "Oh my God, I've written it so many places. Where did I screw this up?"
You're so cute. You're like, "I'm sorry, where?" I'm like, "In the title." And you're like, "No." You're so cute. I don't care, but thank you. Thank you.
All right. So, because you's a little different, and I appreciate you and the way that you bring things to the table. And of course, big shout out to Raquel. She is out there, Racky, and the house.
And Audie's back there too. She's another. If you don't know her story, Raquel and Audie are like.
I had the pleasure of writing with Raquel once, so I know a little bit about her journey, and I absolutely 100% agree. And yes, please reach out and connect with her as well. You know that we just shine the spotlight on everybody else here, right? It's not here. It's over there that we shine the spotlight. So, of course, you sent me some music that I told you right up front. I was like, we're going to do things a little bit differently because I can't really match it. I love the song. Absolutely love the song. But I'm like,
you caught me. I feel like, full disclosure, you caught me right in the middle of like my hype. I probably had like 3 cups of coffee at that point. So whatever you pick, I would appreciate no matter what. But I was a little snarky though when you sent it. I was like, uh-oh.
Oh no. I didn't receive that as snarky whatsoever.
Okay, it wasn't
and again,
snarky.
I appreciate you and the legendary factor.
Thank you. Well, you had the snarky see, that's all I'm saying. But thank you.
I didn't see that. That was not snarky. I've dealt with snarky. I'm ex-military. Like, trust me, I've seen snarky. All right. Without further delay or ado, it is now time for your mental health break montage. Oh, hold on. And of course, it's doing the thing that happened to me the last time. Every time I have these things queued up. So we're just going to start over again.
In a world that's spinning fast, there's a light that's built to last. A spirit who radiates so bright, with a heart that's pure and right. Talking life and dreams so high, with every word you lift us into the sky. Empathy wrapped in every thought, in your presence hope is sought. Ooh, brilliant beam, you light the way. With your wisdom we'll seize the day. In this journey, hand in hand, with your guidance bed as we stand. You inspire us to gloom for the stars. With your passion, we'll go far. In every challenge, we'll find our light. With your brilliance, you got us hyped. You craft stories with a heart so true, bringing visions to life, heightened awareness, perspective view. With laughter and joy, you light the room. In your company, anxious to see what's happening soon. Through trials faced and mountains climbed, you remind us all we can redefine. With every challenge, you show the way. A guiding star, come what may. Brilliant beam, you light the way. With your wisdom, we'll seize the day. In this journey, hand in hand, with your guidance, we will stand. You inspire us to reach for the stars. With your passion, we'll go far. And in every challenge, we'll find our light. With your brilliance,
Oh, I didn't realize you were gonna use so many of those. I figured I'd just give you a bunch you could pick from. I'm like, oh my god, that was like a lot of Sia. That was a lot of Sia in that mix.
It's
A
a
lot.
celebration of you, and of course, I'm gonna celebrate the hell out of you because you deserve it. You've been working your ass off. It's seen, it's appreciated, it's recognized, and now you've got a good, healthy view to know that there's a whole bunch of badasses out here that love listening to you being the way that you are.
Oh, that's very kind of you. You know, it's funny that you reminded me of like I used to always say this, and I just got out of habit of it. Is one of the biggest reasons why I named Brilliant Beam Media, was because I do believe we all have our own inner lights, and sometimes like as all things in life, it dims sometimes, and sometimes you need a little bit of boost and help. And so, much like the Care Bear Power Stare, if you have that community and tribe around you, they can combine their Care Bear Power Stare light with you, and you can just become one brilliant beam of light. That's literally the reason why I named Brilliant Beam Media the way I did. So that's funny that you mentioned. And that was I got video montage. That's a lot of me. That was a lot of Sia. But oh my god, man, you literally made me think of This Is Your Life. Like seeing all those pictures. Yeah. Thank you. Oh my god, I can't I'm verklempt here. Verklempt.
Oh goodness. Well, we gotta save you from that. We gotta save you from that. We gotta save face for you. That's the way we protect all of our special guests here on Soul Man Live. Thank you so much for sharing such, and I really appreciate you bringing that up tonight again about grieving. And we know that everybody's come from a different walk and how they handle that grieving and perspective. For me, like I said, he's not gone. It's that mindset that they're not gone. Their physical form, if you are attached to the physical form, then yes, you're going to feel that grief and loss, but they live so much and their legacy lives so much within us. And you just push it forward. And that's where, again, there's not as many tears. There's happy tears and those good memories that we go through. But that ability to, again, allow yourself grace to process is huge. And I thank you so much for bringing that up tonight. So thank you, Syya.
My pleasure. And I'm sending nothing but love and hugs to you and your family and anyone else that's listening. We know it's a natural part of life. And as you perfectly summed it, it's a celebration of our lives. 92 long years. Gramps has lived a good, great, fun life. And you guys are that legacy of it too. So I think that's a win. It's a win. So thank you for having me. Oh my God, I'm so happy to finally be on your show. Thank you.
I'm, again, months in the making. I'm just so happy that I got a chance to fangirl over you on my show, which was fantastic. And yeah, we do that here because we are in an equal space, yo. All right. We're going to drop you into the green room. We're going to wrap up things a little bit differently there tonight. But if you need to jam, my friend, go by all means. You can jam out. I know how busy your schedule is. And I'm so grateful for you spending time with here this evening and sharing your light with us. And please make sure, again, we're going to pull up that banner once more before we shut things down, before we start saying the thank you, is, again, make sure we get Sya's YouTube up here. And you guys, you got to help her out. You got to please subscribe, help her out huge. She's going big places and doing big things. And if you loved what you experienced tonight on my show, you got to see her on her stuff. You've got to see her on her stuff. Thank you so much, Syya. We're going to drop you in the back right now, my lady. See you soon. Amazing. And of course, bless her heart for bringing up a topic that hits home and how we show up when we need to show up for others and talk about the tough things at the table. Taking that moment and be conscientious and thoughtful of how that other one's sitting and feeling before just assuming on taking an action. Those little moments speak volumes about the character that we have on these shows. Thank you so much, Syya, for that. And of course, we're going to wrap up things differently tonight. As we started up, we are going to end off in the same fashion, and that is a celebration of my grandfather and the miraculous journey that he had and the impact on literally every person that he's seen. He had no reservations in making this old soldier blush when at the hospital last week, when every nurse that he could find, he had to tell about this show. Not talking about how his health was, not talking about the pain that he was enduring. Loving on family that was there for him in that time. If you yourself are silently struggling or questioning your worth in this world, please know within Canada and the US, you can call 988. And if you are situated in the United Kingdom, please reach out to 999. You are strong, you are powerful, and you are worthy. You can fight back and you can reclaim what is rightfully yours, which is your own happiness. So before the outro this evening, we are going to close things out with my grandfather and his song.
Soul man, shining bright, lighting up the darkest night, helping those in silent fight, sending hugs big and tight. Shine your light, oh so bright, spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight. Spotlight on the broken soul, making wounded spirits whole, embracing all, making them whole. Your kindness, a shining gold. Shine your light, oh so bright, spread love, make it right. Soul man, you ignite, open every heart, take
side. Together we'll stand with pride. Your warmth, a healing tide. Shine your light, oh so bright. Spread love, make it right. So man, you ignite hope in every heart. Take flight. Let your love be the guide. In you all fears subside. Together we'll stand with pride. Your warmth, a healing tide. Shine your light, oh so bright. Spread love, make it right. So man, you ignite, open every heart, take flight.
See, now y'all started learning that if you hang around right to the very end of the credits, that I pop on. And of course, I've got to give a big shout out tomorrow night. Nicole's Never in Control, the live show episode tomorrow with some of her authors from the new release book that is coming out July 1st. We Are More Than Our Diagnosis. Please come check us out tomorrow night. Please keep it kind and luminous out there and never assume or judge a book by its cover. Love you all. Take care of yourselves out there. Have a great, safe weekend. Fire it up, yo!